Hello and welcome everyone, this is Vern from Player Gaming, and today we're back to an old favorite, the free or cheap Steam games review. We haven't done this in a while and you guys really seem to like it, so we're back at it again. Last time, free games were plentiful because I was looking for them a lot. Now it's different because it's not much of a priority to me at the moment, so we only have two for you today. They're fairly large games, much larger than our usual, but you can still download in 5 minutes and play right after. The first game is Bloons TD Battles. This is a tower defense game about battling balloons. You could probably guess that from the title. But we're going to talk about the pros, the cons, and just take a look at the whatever it's called. I don't remember its name right now. The tutorial. So, when you start the game, you'll see it'll ask you if you have an account. Usually, people who are new to the game will just say, no, I don't have an account, make one for me, which you'll then do using your Gmail account, and then you can do the tutorial. After it asks if you've played before, it'll give you the tutorial if you say no. Now, we're going to look at the tutorial here. In this tutorial, you will take on a computer-controlled opponent. Once the game starts, it only stops when you win or lose. First round will start in a moment, so place Dart Monkey in the circle. Once this place Dart Monkey right here, puts Attack Shooter here, which is a bit of a waste, because it shoots in all directions around it. In BTD battles, your towers will pop the balloons going past. The balloons keep getting stronger, so you'll need to keep building up your defenses. Cash is used to purchase towers and upgrades, but can also be used to send balloons at your opponent. Your cash is displayed here, where the arrow is. Below that, you have an income value that is deposited into your cash every few seconds. Your income is here, right here. Now, it says every few seconds, but I find it's usually 10 to 15 seconds, which is quite a bit of a change. So we're going to click OK. You've got a bit of cash remaining, so select your Dart Monkey and upgrade him. You're going to go to the Dart Monkey and get Sharp Shots, which increases the piercing on the darts he throws. Great, this will off balloons for now. You can see our defenses are far outpacing Sergeant Monkey's. Looks like you've got enough money to boost your defenses. Place a bomb tower in the circle. You'll find if you do play this, doing what they're saying here is kind of a bad idea. Just instantly using your money as soon as you can. Usually you want to save up for stuff. Bomb towers are great for grouped balloons. In fact, each tower has strengths and weaknesses that you'll need to take advantage of to win. Which, this guy is not taking advantage of his tower. Sending balloons is an important part of battles. Not only can you send balloons to make your opponent lose lives, but sending balloons will increase how much income you receive. Send a few groups of red balloons now. You can see the balloons you've selected in the queue. It's usually a good idea to send balloons all game long to keep increasing your income, but make sure to keep enough money for your defenses. Your opponent only has Attack Shooter. They haven't placed it somewhere to take advantage of its strengths. Red balloon should get past. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. He put it in a very bad spot. You've got some extra cash. Why not build another Dart Monkey and upgrade them both 2 times on the right path? Okay. There we go. Our defenses are solid. So let's just keep going for a while. Now these should be able to get through. Because he's not using that properly. So I can place things right now. I'm going to try and place one here because that would be hilarious. We're going to want to keep sending eco. Just so we can get more money total. Also going to set this guy so we can shoot further. And this one as well. I'm gonna want to set probably this one to be a spike-a-pult. And set it to last. It said sending stronger balloons will cost more, but will also give you more eco and can do better things. Speaking of, these black balloons here are explosion resistant. If I send a few. It also wants me to put a tack shooter over here. Twice on the left path. Oh wow. So you see, when the black balloons come through, his missiles will try and shoot at them, but not do anything because the black balloons are explosive resistant, meaning they'll get much, much further. I decided to take out a bit of the grindy part, but essentially it was saying that lead balloons are resistant to most normal attacks, but explosions and some bullets can rip them right apart. And how regen balloons regenerate over time, meaning they're very good against people who put all their defenses in one spot, which we have not done. Camouflage balloons cost 3 times the normal price. I did not notice that much. But they can only be seen by certain towers and upgrades, and can cause a lot of damage. So we send some camo yellows right now. His sniper can get them. Actually, it can't get them right now. None of his towers are meant to hit yellows. Whoops, I just ended it. So we won our first game, and time to take on a real challenge. So usually, when you first get the game, when it says time to take on a real challenge, it'll redirect you to your first multiplayer match in assault mode. But we're not going to be doing that, just for the time's sake. Now that you see kind of how the game works, let me explain its pros and cons. First up, I'm going to go with the cons. So the game can make you rage a lot. There's some strategies that are very kind of nasty in multiplayer games. They're still allowed and they're still meant to be used. But certain abilities, towers, powers, and balloons you send are pretty nasty and can make people very angry. Second of all, this game is also a bit of a pay to win or a grind to win. You don't have to pay to win, but let me just give you an example. These up here, medallions, they let you, if you go down here, go into powers and towers. We're in towers. Unlike me, you'll only have, like, Dart Monkey unlocked to tier 2, tier 2, tier 2. I think it ends at sniper. And then you have to play battles to get up here battle score, which I have 700. You'll start with 0. And more battle score you get is kind of like XP. It lets you upgrade these, and it doesn't cost battle score. Each of them will have its own. So if I go to the end... Oh, already dead. But this required like 240 or 740 battle points, battle score, to upgrade. And you won't start with, say, Super Monkey. You have to get that on your own. And once you unlock them, you need to pay medallions to fully unlock them, to be usable. For decals, these you also have to pay for using medallions. I got Backstabber because it's my favorite. If you want to play any good matches where there's a lot of people, you'd want to go to Quick Play and Battle Arenas, where usually there's a lot of people up near the end here, because they like more of a challenge. So right now, it's kind of empty, but you have Yellow Stadium, which costs 5, and you get 10 if you win. White Wasteland is 4 times that. You cost 20 to get in, but get 40 if you win. Then there's the club version of this. There's Rainbow Ruins, which is 500 to get in, but 1,000 if you win. Then the club version of that. Ceramic Crucible, which is 2,000 to get in, and 4,000 if you win. Red Balloon Cave, 35,000 to get in, and 70,000 if you win, and a few others. So, the problem with that is you get no, What's the word? Give me a second. Now I remember what it is. You have to grind to get a lot of medallions. You start with a few hundred, but those drain quickly. So you're gonna have to start with Yellow Stadium, grind like 20 or 30 matches to get enough medallions. Then move on to White Wasteland, grind 20 or 30 matches. Then Rainbow Ruins, and keep going until you have enough medallions. Even then, it takes much longer than you'd think. There's also card battles, which is something else completely, where you use cards to do it. And Assault Mode, which this has no stakes. You don't pay any medallions to get in, but you do win medallions, which is good. Now, the pros. It's very fun. You can play with friends in the Play with Friends section. You can create your own custom club battles with funny settings up here, like Bonanza with extra money, Random Trio, where you get 3 random towers, or Mega Boosts, which powers will upgrade towers. And then you can also restrict towers, which is what I do a lot. So if I wanted to go late game with WildYGuy, I just do that. And then we'd be forced to only get Super Monkeys, Wizards, and Banana Farms. There's that as a pro. It's also, I think I already mentioned this, very fun. Especially if you get the club membership, which is on sale, or it was, for half off. It's usually $11, which I would not pay for, but it came on sale for $5, which I did. Which gives you lots of nice stuff. And then you have, I guess the really only main pro is it's really fun. I enjoy playing it a lot. Just because it's kind of derpy, kind of fun, kind of a light game sometimes. Sometimes it's not. But that's about all I have to say for Bloons. On to the next game, Muck. By the way, Bloons is also free in the Steam store. I'll leave a link to it in the description. So, the next game is Muck, as I had mentioned before. Muck is an online multiplayer roguelike that you can get on Steam, also for free. And there's not really any way to explain it without going in. So we're going to do that. It's created by Dani, who you might have heard of from his YouTube channel. In case you haven't, I'll have a link to his video that I hope he has of making this game and his channel as well. So we're in day 0. You can see the graphics are very, what's the word? Oh no, I need to think of a word again. The graphics are very indie-like. It makes it really look like an indie game. And I'm gonna do something kind of dumb right now, because I would normally slap a tree with this rock. But first I'm going to do one of these battles. Gives you good stuff. Usually you only do these when you have a good weapon. But I'm doing it with a rock, because you can hit things with rocks. And I may die immediately. I'm really hoping doesn't happen. Oh, gotta run a bit. Strafe so they don't hit me. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. I've summoned the angry ones. Smacked one. I am dead. Now, this already brings up one of the biggest problems. You can't respawn. You also can't save your game. Those are the 2 main cons that I have for this game. I have a feeling those were intentional features, but I still don't like it. But we're gonna try again, and this time actually try. I can slap a tree. Because we're gonna need wood. And this is way too grindy. So I'm not going to leave this in. So I chopped down a fair few trees. Now we're gonna check out this Jack's hut, which should have some nice axes, or at least the boat map. And in this chest, we do get an axe and some wood and birch, which is going to be very important. So now we can make a table, open it up, make some bark, pickaxe. Now we have our normal tools. Now we can start mining rock, and we can mine trees faster than with our rock. There's also a house here, which should give us some good stuff. We get arrows, steel arrows, flint, wood, and apples. Apples bring up our hunger, health, and stamina. So those are going to be helpful when we start running out of food. Now, I'm not going to do a full playthrough on this as of yet, which I will be doing later, I'm assuming. But right now, I'm not going to be doing it, because this is just the Free or Cheap Steam Games review. So, I've already mentioned the cons. The fact that it can't save, and you can't respawn naturally without a ally respawning you, because this is a multiplayer game. It's actually meant to be exclusively multiplayer, but you can play in single player if you want. And the reason I'm using a pickaxe to fight these guys instead of my axe, because my axe does more damage, the pickaxe will get a critical hit every hit, because these are golems made of rock. So, there's those dealt with. We have some money, so we can now open a chest. Now this is the main shining feature of the game, the chests. I hope I get something that will let you easily see what I'm getting, but with my luck, it probably won't be. So let's open this chest. A blue pill, so it is. If you look at my health bar in the bottom right, wait a second, give me a minute. Now if you look in the bottom right, you'll see my health bar used to just be a big green line that said 100, but now it says 110 because I opened a chest, and that chest gave me something that gives me shields. And the shields, well, I don't know quite what they do, but I think they work as a secondary health bar, which is very helpful. There's also mushrooms. The red mushrooms increase health. The yellow mushrooms increase, and I don't mean permanently, I just mean at the minute, so the red potions would work like, or the red, oh my god, the red mushrooms work like a health potion. The yellow mushrooms work like a hunger potion, and the purple mushrooms work like a stamina potion. And then there's also the rainbow mushrooms, which those work like a, all of them. Night has fallen, and since we're not in creative right now, monsters will spawn at night. Eventually, oh yeah, this is another one of the cons. Eventually, bosses will start spawning at night after a few nights to just kind of shove you in the right direction. So you need to have some good stuff and quickly. There's the dumbbell. It increases base strength, which I don't know what it does in this game, because it would make sense that it increases base strength, but I haven't really noticed any differences when I do get it. So I'm not quite sure entirely what it does, which is kind of the problem. But pros, it's very fun. You can get really OP in the end, which is, I find, is kind of fun. But the cons, can't save, bosses